Hey there, comic colleagues and superhero supporters. Did you know that She-Hulk married John Jonah Jameson Jr.? Did you know that because of this, John Jonah Jameson Sr. tries to kill her during a family dinner? Well, if you didn't know, let me tell you about it. Today's family squabble takes place in She-Hulk Volume 2, Issue 9. This issue takes place right in the middle of the Civil War storyline conflict. Peter Parker has just revealed to the world that he is the spectacular Spider-Man, and has been the crime-fighting vigilante since he was 15 years old. We start our journey at the Daily Bugle. We see that J. Jonah Jameson hasn't responded well to the news, arguing with Robbie about suing Peter for pretending to take his own pictures. Robbie tells Jameson that Peter has amnesty for all of his years as a vigilante. This causes JJ to erupt into a rant about how his lawyers lied to him, and he proclaims that the only thing worse than a superhero is a bleeping lawyer. And in that moment, a special broadcast flashes on the screen. In the news update, the reporter claims that the lost pilot John Jameson has been recently found in Nevada. These words catch the attention of the raving editor and cause him to pause. The reporter continues to say that the colonel and the plane that he was piloting both turned up in Las Vegas, outside of the Chapel of Love. It is then revealed that this is because JJ Jr. has eloped with his current girlfriend, the sensational She-Hulk. J. Jonah Jameson, along with the rest of the world, react in shock and surprise. Filled with many emotions, Jameson takes to the phone and dials his son's number. As soon as Junior answers, JJ Sr. verbally berates him with vulgar language, cursing him for marrying the superhero lawyer that put him in a chicken suit. Later that night, we learn that in the confusion of curse words, JJ Jr. agrees to have a family dinner, with the hopes that it would smooth over any current rough patches between his father and his new wife. However, the dinner is awkward, with silence permeating the air. Then tensions begin to rise when She-Hulk asks JJ's wife Marla how the two met. She explains that she met her now husband due to him hiring her to create spider slayers with the intent to kill Spider-Man. This begins a conversation about the wall crawler. JJ confesses that for a while he thought that his son was Spider-Man because he had pictures of him in the suit. He asks his son if Peter used Photoshop to create the pictures. John responds that he wore the suit and posed for the pictures as repayment for Spider-Man saving his life. JJ is heartbroken and tells his son that he couldn't make him any more disappointed in him after today. Marla then tries to break up the conversation and reminds JJ to be nice because She-Hulk will probably be the mother of his grandchildren. JJ pauses for a moment and ponders on the future of his family. Disgusted and enraged by his imagination, Jameson bursts into obscenities once again and storms off into the attic. We see him plug up an old machine and watch a monitor glow in his face as he yells that the world can only push him so far until he pushes back. Back downstairs, the remaining dinner attendants make small talk and wonder what Jameson could possibly be doing upstairs. In the next moment, a robot with JJ's face crashes through the wall, proclaiming to be the She-Hulk Slayer. She-Hulk dukes it out with the Slayer, spewing ad hominems at each other as they fight. The battle is short-lived, with She-Hulk tearing the Slayer apart and finding the source of its power. The two distraught in-laws then break out into a shouting match. While words are being thrown, JJ tells She-Hulk that her marriage and Spider-Man's amnesty deal are all ploys to break him and to get him sent to the nut house. She-Hulk responds that Spider-Man's amnesty deal doesn't shield him from the fraud of selling photos of someone that he knew wasn't Spider-Man, and that Jonah could sue him for $5 million. When Jonah says that Parker doesn't have any money, She-Hulk tells him that Peter has a brand new $8 million Stark Tech spider suit they can sue him for. The issue ends with JJ Sr. and She-Hulk leaving the attic with smiles on their faces and a plan to sue Spider-Man. Well, there you have it. She-Hulk and J. Jonah Jameson duke it out, but ultimately come together as a family. Come back next time, where I'll be covering when She-Hulk had to defend a case against Daredevil for Captain America's innocence. If you enjoyed the video, it would be cool if you left a like. Also, be sure to subscribe for more comic coverage.